NK Telco Sports welcomes you to our coverage of high school volleyball, where New Bremen Cardinals will take on the Rushi Raiders. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Superior Aluminum, and NK Telco. The scoreboard sponsor tonight is First National Bank. The keys to the game are brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Timeout sponsor is Precision Strip. The player of the game is brought to you by NK Telco. Rushi's live view sponsor is Superior Aluminum. Good evening again, everyone. This is Tim Kearns. I'm here with Tanya Hammonds to bring you the game tonight between the New Bremen Cardinals from the MAC and the host Rushi Raiders from the Shelby County Athletic League. Let's start our pregame off with a look at the New Bremen Cardinals. The Cardinals are led by head coach Diane Kramer and her assistant coach Jenny Eilerman. And of course, they are coming off their D4 state championship from last year in volleyball. And that makes 3 championships in the last 7 years, matched by 3 runners-up over that 7-year period as well. New Bremen ended last season at 28-1, with the only loss being to MAC rival Marion Local. From Marion Local, and that was in league play. From that 2022 squad, Coach Kramer is losing 4 seniors. Those would be libero Abby Powers. She had 422 digs, 420 serve receives, 40 aces on the year. Outside hitter Rihanna Paul with 225 kills. Outside hitter Megan Reinhardt with 159 kills. And fourth on the senior list there was Maya Schmidtmeyer. Returning to the squad this year are seniors. Outside hitter Amelia Dammeyer. She had 54 aces and 298 service receives last year. Middle hitter Olivia Heitkamp was 277 serve receives, 450 kills, and 68 blocks last year. From the junior class, defensive specialist Kiera Steininger. She had 67 aces on a 92% serving. Setter Melina Schrader with 950 assists, 159 kills, and 93 aces. And for the sophomore class returning, there is middle hitter Mary Rindler. She had 60 blocks and 113 kills last year. With this new season, the Cardinals do lose 2 of their top 4 attackers from last year, as well as their top back row player in Abby Powers. But they do retain 3 of their top 4 servers, and they still do keep their top kill leader in Olivia Heitkamp. This will be New Bremen's first game of the season, so it will be interesting to see how they come out and how they adjust to the loss of those seniors and some of the rearrangements that they'll have to do, especially in the back row serve receive. So Tanya, what do you expect to see from the Cardinals in the game tonight, and what do you see as their Keyhole Pizza keys to the game?
Thanks, Tim. Tonight, the New Bremen Cardinals need to limit senior Raider Carly Scott and Ronnie Poling from the amount of attacks that they have. In addition, they need to spread their offense out, and if they continue to keep going to one player, the Raiders are going to pick up on that pretty quick and make adjustments. And last, they need to play with some tempo, so they need to keep things running and see how many runs they can get during the game.
All right, let's go now to the home team side, and let's take a look at the Rushi Raiders. The Raiders are led by head coach Aaron Watkins, and he is assisted by David Strunk. The Raiders come off another really good season, last year making it to the regional semifinals where they lost to league rival Fort Laramie. The Raiders were 26-1 overall and did share the Shelby County Athletic League title with Fort Laramie with the record of 11-1. Where the Cardinals have just a few holes to fill in their powerful state championship team, the Raiders are almost on a full rebuild this year. The Raiders have lost 9 seniors to graduation from last year's squad. 4 of those seniors started, along with their senior libero. Some of the names on that team that you'll remember: Julia Chapman, she averaged 3.4 digs per set. CeCe Borchers had 68 blocks and 182 kills last year. Kate Sherman had 54 aces, 318 kills, and 327 serve received. Maya Monin at Satter had 108 assists, 205 digs, and 40 aces. Kelby Dosek had 40 blocks and 85 kills. Simone Putoff, defensive specialist, had 58 aces, 241 serve receives. As well, Lindsay Visano as defensive specialist, outside hitter Jenny York, and outside hitter Audrey Stickle graduated from that team. There are 2 starters coming back this year, those being now senior Carly Scott and senior Ronnie Poling. Outside hitter and defensive specialist Carly Scott played all the way around for the Raiders last year, 206 kills, 218 digs, and 26 aces, and 21 blocks. Outside hitter Ronnie Poling had 132 kills, 42 blocks, and 10 aces on a 92% serving rate. Obviously, needless to say, the Raiders will be looking to those 2 experienced veterans for a lot of leadership across the floor tonight. The Raiders also have senior Emma Daypour taking their setting position that again was held by Maya Monin for the last 4 years, and senior outside hitter Samantha Bell. From the junior class, we will likely see outside hitter Emma Mollenkamp and defensive specialist Emma Flippo. From the sophomore class will be Courtney Flippo and Cora Dosek. And from the freshmen, there is outside hitter Celeste Borchers, Violet Armstrong, setter Ava Gibson, and outside hitter Hazel Francis. The Raiders opened the season on Saturday with a victory over Graham High School. That was a 3-0 victory here at home. Highlights from that game are Ronnie Poling with 15 kills, 9 digs, 3 blocks, and 3 aces. Carly Scott added 7 kills and 3 digs. Emma Daypour had 10 assists, 1 ace. Courtney Flippo with 6 digs. Ava Gibson with 14 assists and 3 digs. Obviously a lot of potential in this young squad, but probably a lot of growth will need to happen over the year for them to make another long tournament stretch, which the Raiders are used to seeing. And from the casual observers, I'm really interested to see this game tonight to see how the Raiders react to facing arguably the top team in D4 and volleyball in the state of Ohio. So Tanya, what do you expect to see from the Raiders, and what are their keys to the keyhole pizza keys to the game?
Thanks, Tim. I did have the opportunity to watch the Raiders on Saturday, and you saw a lot of great things from some girls, in addition to some freshmen and sophomores that stepped up and really did not look like freshmen or sophomores. Then we would have an instance where they would turn around and you could see the youth coming into play. But the Raiders do need to serve aggressively. With the Cardinals losing some key back row players, that's going to be a huge thing to keep their attackers off their game, and having to maybe send a free ball over here and there, and their strong net play. They're going to have to get some blocks up and maintain the Schrader girl, who seems to be the Cardinals' best setter, as she can attack from the front row as well, and withstand their runs. We know this is a game of runs, and if you can get on a 4 or 5 point run, that can make the difference.
All right, thanks, Tanya. And we've got about 1:50 to go here on the warm-up clock. We'd like to remind everybody of the other sponsors here from NK Telco that help bring you the game tonight. Those sponsors are Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Shai Schriederman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. As well, NK Telco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you the replays of the game tonight and varsity volleyball action on NK Telco cable or NK.TV app. Channel 156 tomorrow at 5:30, Channel 151 Thursday the 24th at 5:30. On Channels 5 and 503, the game will be played again Tuesday, August 29th at 7, and Saturday, September 2nd at 2 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. We'll take a quick commercial timeout and be right back with the starting lineups in tonight's game.
Carriage Works has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. Carriage Works thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. Carriage Works now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. Carriage Works has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for Carriage Works. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Welcome back, everyone, to NK Telco and volleyball here at Russia High School. The Cardinals visiting the Russia Raiders. We'll go through the starting lineups for the visitors from New Bremen. The libero, number 0, Kara Steiniger. The setter, number 1, Melina Schrader. The outside hitter, number 2, Amelia Danmeyer. Number 3, Olivia Danmeyer. Number 4, Olivia Heitkamp. And number 11, Ava Trentman. And rolling it finally, the number 14, Mary Rindler. That is libero, it's Steininger, Schrader, Danmeyer, Heitkamp, Trentman, Rindler to round out your starters. From the Russia Raiders side, the libero, number 0, Courtney Flippo. Number 1, Celeste Borchers. Number 2, Carly Scott. Number 4, Ronnie Pulling. Number 8, Ava Gibson. Number 10, Cora Dosek. And number 11, Mud Mullenkamp. Again tonight, libero Filippo. Starters are Celeste Borchers, Scott, Pulling, Gibson, Dosek, and Mullenkamp. Well, Tanya, it's game time at last, and did have an exciting JV match earlier. The Cardinals did end up winning that one, 26-24, 16-25, and 25-21 over the Raider JV squad. I see that New Bremen has a varsity A and B. I'm not sure which one was here. I did not confirm that, but either way, a very well-played game on both sides. Two very talented JV teams, but now we're here for the nightcap, the game we're all waiting for.
That JV game was very exciting. Again, it's a game of runs, and we saw that periodically in each game. And I did not get here for the first game, but you called it, so I'm assuming the first game was rather close too, of what I was told. But that second and third game, they were very exciting, and both teams, you could tell, are ready to get with this season and get going.
Yep. With that, we also have a lot of other media in the house. I see Press Pros is here, and the Sydney Daily News is here for this big game.
I did see Luke walking around here.
And we're underway with the Raiders starting. Schrader to the far side. That was Heitkamp. Nicely picked up by the Raiders. A quick hit there. Number 1, Melina Schrader. We talked about before in the pregame, she had, I believe, it was 159 kills. There's a kill to start the game out.
You don't see setters have 150 kills in a game or in a season very often, and she makes 4 she makes 4 hitters in the front row. No, take that back. She makes 3 because she's in the front row. I take that back. But she's very dangerous, and I think she can attack the ball behind the 10-foot line as well.
Yeah, she was very, very quickly off her feet to hit that ball. No chance for the Raiders to block at all. And there's a service error on the Raiders, and they're quickly down 2-0. So that is number 1, Melina Schrader, back to serve. Coming from the right side, nice jump serve picked up this time by the Raiders. Back set, Scott. New Bremen quickly on the attack there. Very, very athletic front group. Not a lot of height, but obviously a lot of speed and athleticism in the front row there for the Cardinals, and they're up 4-0. And that ball is sent wide. And the Raiders get their first point of the game. It's 1-4.
One thing that Coach Watkins talked about the other day during our conversation was, they have nowhere but up to go, this Raiders club. Nobody expects them to win games and to be competitive, but his players and his coaching staff really believe that, there's going to be games that they're going to take their lumps, but there's also going to be some wins that they're going to get that people don't expect.
There's a nice play up front that was set to Ava Trentman for her first kill of the set. And New Bremen's up 5-1 with Heitkamp back to serve. Raiders pick it up. Come inside to Pulling. Ronnie Pulling, nice hit on the middle there. Right through a couple blockers.
Pulling did a very nice job there, attacking and just going hard. Not trying to change things up and do things that aren't normal to her, just putting the ball away.
Schrader goes far side to Danmeyer. Picked up nicely in the back by Raiders. Come near side. And a nice attack on the outside, number 5. Maya Hirschfeld with her first kill of the night. Already the Cardinals spreading things around. 3 kills for different girls and a 6-2 lead over the Raiders. And there's an ace to start things out from Kira Steiniger. She had 67 aces on the season last year and starts out with one on her first serve this season. She goes right back, same corner, and the Raiders can't chase that one down. There was maybe a little interference run down the sideline there, but that's what happens when you're in a small school gym. It's 8-2, New Bremen. And there's a service error from Steiniger, and the Raiders get a point. It's 3-8, Rushi. Then comes Emma Dayport, number 5, senior setter. And New Bremen quickly goes to the center to Mary Rindler. Off the attempted block by the Raiders, out of bounds. It's 9-3. Olivia Danmeyer, the senior, number 3, back to serve. And she's just going to get this over, a free ball, and they're going to call 2 on that.
I don't know that I agree with that one, but okay.
A little, maybe a little stingy on that one, and with that, the Raiders are going to call a timeout. Down 10-3. We will take a timeout as well, sponsored by Precision Strip.
We are here, and here, and here. Mr. Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Welcome back to NK Telco Volleyball here at Rushi. The Raiders trailing 10-3 to the New Bremen Cardinals, and there's another ace for the hot Cardinal servers. Number 3, Olivia Danmeyer with her first ace of the night. And she's back to serve again, 11-3, Cardinals lead. And there's another service ace. Raiders just need to settle down in that back row. I don't see these as being particularly difficult serves to receive. There's a better handle, and Dayport gets it over. Free pull again comes this side for the Raiders. Pulling, and that one goes long. Could not get on top of it.
I don't know if we could get a tip there, but no. You know, when you look back to last season, and you don't want to keep going back to last year, but Ronnie Pulling hasn't played all the way around probably since junior high. So, you know, this is a new role for her as well. And her having to play all the way around and then do double duty in the front, you know, she's getting, you know, probably her and Carly on Saturday probably had 80 to 90% of the sets, would be my guess. You know, Coach Watkins indicated they need to be around 70, 30% maybe between the others because you got to mix it up some. But yeah, that's tough when all that's on your shoulders. But as the season goes on and these younger ones learn, it'll be neat to see how they grow and what they can do. They're just unfortunate to have to play them the second game of the year.
It is a tough lineup to go into, and there's another nice shot. Back set to Mary Rindler, and the Cardinals are up 15-4. See Ronnie Pulling out there cheering on the rest of her team, telling her we're still in it, got to keep playing. And here come the Cardinals, number 2. Amelia Danmeyer, rather. Raiders pick this one up. Carly Scott, and she gets a kill. Nicely done there by Carly.
One thing they need to do with Carly this year is, you know, she's been having some nagging knee injury for the last year where I think she played maybe 3 or 4 basketball games all last year. And then just rested kind of and tried to rehab that knee. But of what I understand, I did actually question Coach Watkins on, do we really need to play in the back row? She's having a knee problem. He said, that's not the problem, it's the jumping piece of it. So trying to keep her healthy, but still do what they need to win some ball games is going to be an interesting mix.
Nicely picked up there on the hit by Rindler. There's a quick hit again by number 1, the setter, Schrader.
When she's in that scenario, you've almost got to adjust your back row. You almost got to jump to that back corner and then reposition yourself when she releases the ball.
There's a service error on the Cardinals. The third for them tonight. It's now 16-7. Cardinals lead here in the first set on the First National Bank scoreboard. With that, the Raiders bring in number 8, Ava Gibson. She's a freshman. Watched one of their scrimmages a week or so ago, and she had a nice evening. Look for a lot out of her as she develops the senior team this year. Nicely pulled off the net by the Raiders. But here come the Cardinals quickly. And there's another ace by number 11, Ava Trentman. Again, the athleticism and quickness of that Cardinal front line, you have to be ready no matter what.
Right.
They're coming right back at you. And here they come with Schrader and her serve. A nice knuckleball. Raiders can just barely know they can't handle it. That one goes out on the near side. And it's 18-7. Cardinals in the lead.
You saw Carly Scott and again Ronnie Pulling talking to her underclassmen saying, we've got this, we can go, you know, and not letting this get down because that's easy to happen, especially with a team of this caliber. And they're trying to keep their teammates up.
With that, the Raiders do call a timeout, and we'll take a precision strip timeout with them and be right back in just a moment.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Welcome back to NK Telco High School Volleyball. We're at Rushi's Claire C. Nouveau Gymnasium. The Cardinals from New Bremen visiting and leading 18-7 here in the first set. And here comes Schrader for the Cardinals. Nice serve there, over pass by the Raiders, and they quickly pay for that. Again, Trentman right there on the net to put that one down. 19-7. Schrader again with the serve from the right side. And that one is shanked out. Courtney Flippo, the sophomore libero, trying to dig that out. It's a nice knuckleball that Schrader has. Not the fastest serve in the world, but it has no spin, so it's got to be moving a lot on that back row. And there's a service error. She tried to put a little bit more behind it and ran that one into the net.
Well, you can tell they're aggressive serving because they have 6 aces and 4 service errors.
Here comes the Raiders with Carly Scott. Far side.
Good pickup.
Well picked up by the Raiders. Here comes Trentman in the middle. Nicely blocked. And they're going to call in the net on number 4. I missed that one, but down judge is a lot closer than us, and point goes to the Cardinals. 21-8 here in the first set. Here comes Heitkamp, and there's another ace. Olivia Heitkamp. And that was a fast serve.
She got a little zip on that one.
22-8, New Bremen. That one picked up better by the back row of the Raiders. And a little bit out of position. Number 10, Cora Dosek. A little too far on this side, couldn't get behind it. It's 23-8. Here comes Heitkamp, or rather, yes, Heitkamp, and she puts that one in the net for the 5th error. It's 23-9.
You know, the Raiders got to be more aggressive serving. Right now, they don't have any service errors and 1 ace. So if you want to make the Cardinals scramble after some things, you've got to be aggressive too.
Raiders trying to get one over, nicely blocked by New Bremen. Another nice block again by Trentman in the middle. Picked up there. Here comes Schrader, far side. Dahlmeyer, nicely
Nice
picked up. On the net, pulling, tries to dink it. What a scramble, but this one's going to go out, and the Raiders get the point. Nice volley there, both sides working hard.
Very good hustle on both sides of the net.
It's 23-10. Rushi trailing here in the first set. In comes Emma Daypour and Samantha Bell for the Raiders. Daypour with the serve. Schrader goes far side to Dahlmeyer. Daypour coming to the middle, and that is wide. Ronnie Poling couldn't get on top of that. 24-10. Cardinals lead here in the first set. Back to serve is Kira Steininger, the libero. Daypour backside, Poling. And that's the combination that's going to be hard to beat if they can do that consistently. Well set there.
And I think you'll get out of Celeste Borchers, you're going to get consistency hitting the ball. They got to figure out how to get the power out of her. And she is still young, so getting the power behind it, but she's very consistent when she hits the ball.
And the Raiders are going to get caught in the net. A couple girls in the front row trying to tip that one back. Got their fingers in the net, and this one goes 25-11 to
I'll
the
agree
Cardinals.
with her on that one.
Yeah. So with that, the first set again goes to the visiting Cardinals, 25-11. We'll take a quick precision strip timeout here.
That's a tongue twister.
From the Claire C. Nouveau Gymnasium, and we'll be back with more high school volleyball on NK Telco right after this.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Welcome back to NK Telco High School Volleyball. We're here at Russia, where the Raiders are hosting New Bremen, where the Cardinals took the first set 25-11. But Tanya, as we talked about, the Raiders young, inexperienced. They're just going to have to battle through games like this, again, especially, again, what we said arguably could be the best D4 volleyball team in the state right now.
Most likely. They've got to keep their heads up like they're doing a very good job. I didn't see any head hanging, things like that. They've got to use these games as learning experiences. You know, not to say that they can't come back and win, but this is a really, really good team. Like we said, everybody's got everybody back. They're the only ones rebuilding in the area right now. But they got to use these as learning experiences and figure out what they need to do to get better.
And there's the first service error here in the second set by New Bremen. That ties up the score at 1-1. And
turn the lights out. It's over.
Send Carly Scott back to serve for the Raiders. Here she coming near side. Picked up, but not quite enough by the Cardinals. Number 10, Cora Dosek with a nice little hit there. Nice cut shot down the line. And the Raiders lead 2-1. Now let's turn the lights off. And here comes
very
Scott
aggressive
again.
serve there,
Nicely
Carly. Very
done.
nice.
Nice block up on the front by the Raiders. Attacking again. Dosek, and it stays on the Cardinals side. It's 3-1 Russia here in the second set. Raiders showing the life.
I think the biggest thing in volleyball, in basketball, in all sports, is the speed of the game. You know, when you go from playing 8th grade or JV, and now you're playing against arguably the best team in the state of Ohio, and the momentum and the speed of the game is out of your realm, and you just got to figure it out.
Nice scramble there by the Raiders. Here come the Cardinals, middle Trentman. That's out. Error on the hit there on the Cardinals side. The Russia Raiders up 4-1 here in the second set, taking advantage of some errors. Mental errors on the Cardinal side, and here comes Scott for the Raiders. Another nice hard serve. Schrader chasing that all over the place, and the Cardinals can't do anything with it. You pointed out in the first set, or rather the first game, the Raiders need to be really aggressive on the serve, and that's what Scott's doing right now. Cardinals chasing again. Far side, here comes Heitkamp, gets it over. Gibson, middle pulling, nicely blocked at the net. Here comes the Cardinals, blocked by the Raiders, but that's out of bounds. Kill goes to number 5, Maya Hirschfeld.
Being aggressive at the net is not only on offense, but on defenses as well. The Raiders need to do a better job of pushing the ball, back on the other side of the net.
And that one is long. Another service error on the Cardinal side. It is 6-2. Russia reading that puts 0. Libero Courtney Filippo, the sophomore, back to serve for the Raiders. Trentman nicely tipped at the net by the Raiders. Gibson coming into the middle to pulling. She just tips it over. Not enough to get out of the way the Cardinals, and they're coming back. Blocked out of bounds by the Raiders. Celeste Borchers and Ronnie pulling up there at the net, but not enough to stop.
Better just got to angle your hands in a little bit.
Here comes Steiniger for the Cardinals. She had 2 aces in the first game. Better handled by the Raiders there. Now pulling in the middle. Well picked up by the Cardinals. Nice block there. Pulling right on the net. Raiders showing the athleticism at this point. compared to that first set, and it's 7-3 Rushi.
Offensively, they were aggressive right there, which made the Cardinals not have the nice, easy pass up and the nice, aggressive hit that they wanted, which then the Raiders, took advantage of. And
there's a nice one. Slicing by Maya Hirschfeld. Another kill for her. That moves number 5. Rather number 3. Olivia Danmeyer back to serve. She had 2 aces in the first game. One better handled again by the Raiders. Backside to Poling. That was long. It's 7-5 Rushi, and here comes senior Olivia Danmeyer again for the Cardinals. There's an ace for her. Not sure that one wouldn't have gone out. That was pretty high, but
that's a close one.
Those are hard to judge when you're standing on that back line when it's a knuckleball and you don't know where it's really going to go. And here comes Danmeyer again. And that one goes in the net. Rushi up 8-6 here in the second. Ronnie pulling back to serve for the Raiders. Number 4 with the big jump serve with a lot of topspin on it. Handled well. Here comes the Cardinals. Nice back row attack there. Olivia Heitkamp. Again, 450 kills for Heitkamp last year. And you can see why. And that puts Amelia Danmeyer back to serve. Rushi going far side. The bell just gets over. Near side, Schrader gets a kill. Schrader, the setter, couldn't get to the ball, but she says, I'll just play outside right and just get another kill.
Right now, the Raiders are getting caught back on their heels. The last couple balls, they've kind of gone backwards, like not expecting it, what's going to happen, and caught them off guard and weren't able to receive them.
Another service error by the Cardinals. It's 9-8 Rushi here in the second. Schrader's going to go far side to Heitkamp. Picked up by Rushi. Nice play by Poling. Scott picked up by the Cardinals, and here comes Heitkamp again. That hits the line. Nicely done. Cut right past the blocker there. And we're tied at 9. Substitution on the Cardinal side. In comes Sarah Dwinger and Ava Trentman. Dwinger goes back to serve. And that is long.
They've got 5 service errors this game. 10-9.
10-9. And that's a little bit more aggressiveness on the Rushi serving and errors on the Cardinal side. And the Raiders lead this one 10-9. Ava Gibson in and serving for the Raiders. Schrader far side to Heitkamp. Raiders had the blockers up there, but blocked it out of bounds, did Emma Mullenkamp and Poling. Couldn't get the angle on it to keep that ball in. And we're tied at 10s. Number 1, Melena Schrader, back to serve, getting the call from Coach Kramer where she wants her to put this one. She's looking far corner, and that's where she goes. Scott, and there's a misplay by Gibson of the Raiders. Point. Cardinals, it's 11-10. Cardinals take their second lead. They led 1-0. Now they lead 11-10 here in the second. Schrader goes again cross court after Scott. Picks this one up. Gibson back set to Scott. She pushes it to the corner, tries to, but going to get called for a double, and that's what it is. She saw that opening back in the corner, hoping to push it there.
Her shoulders were facing cross court and then trying to change directions of the ball. I understand that one. I didn't see the movement of the ball, but I can understand how that would be called.
And here comes the Cardinals again. And another double is going to be called, I believe, this time on the setter for the Raiders, Gibson. The Cardinals getting some momentum here. It's 13-10. It's about I think there's a 4-point run, and it was. And the Raiders are going to call a timeout, a precision strip timeout, and we'll take that timeout with them and be right back here with more volleyball on NK Telco Sports.
Looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Welcome back to NK Telco Sports. High school volleyball here at Russia. The Cardinals leading 13-10 here in the second. On a 4-0 run. Raiders going to Scott. They called that one out. It came across the net. I didn't know if it got hit by a blocker. Apparently not. Just hits the net. Runs out of bounds. 14-10 Cardinals. And that one takes a dive right at the last second. Hits the line. 15-10.
That was at the last second. That ball was sailing and just all of a sudden took a dive, which is what you get out of Schrader. She's a very phenomenal all-around player.
Going with the short serve. Raiders pick it up. Dosek just gets it over. Schrader goes far side to Heitkamp and pounds it right into the opening. Raider blockers a little bit shy in getting there. Molenkamp on the far side, and nothing they could do about that. It's, I believe it's 17-10. Scoreboard shows 16. And there's an ace. Schrader on a roll. Maybe I'm miscounting. It's now 17-10, an 8-point run for the Cardinals. The Russia Raiders call another timeout to try and stem the tide here. Schrader having her way with them in the service set. And we'll take a precision strip timeout as well here on NK Telco Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Welcome back to Claire Nouveau Gymnasium. Raiders need to find an answer here to Schrader and her serves. On an 8-point run, the Cardinals are behind the serving of Schrader. They're going to go to the middle. Left hand by Scott. Just gets over. Here comes Heitkamp. Dinks it. Raiders scrambling. Can get this one back over. They do. Try and reset here. Here come the Cardinals. Schrader far side to Heitkamp. Tipped by Ruschi. Can't catch up to it. It's 18-10. Alina Schrader on a roll here, as well as the rest of her Cardinals. Got them back in rhythm after being a little out of sync. And the Raiders going to get called for stepping over the line. I believe that was Ava Gibson, the setter. Got a foot on the center line there. And it's 19-10 Cardinals.
Schrader keeps you guessing on where she's going to serve and what kind of speed she's going to serve at, and you know you're going to have those mistakes.
Raiders just get this one over. Cardinals, here they come, number 5. Blocked nicely by Russia Raiders. Dosek.
Very nice.
Returned. Oh, here come the Cardinals. Don't give up on them. The Raiders going near side to Scott. And that hits the line. It's a point.
Very nice.
Raiders finally stopped the 10-point slide with a nice hit by Carly Scott down the line. It's 19-11. Raiders going to try and scrap back in this one here.
Carly's a very aggressive server as well and can make just as good a run as Schrader did there.
And on that one, Schrader gets called for the double. Russia point 19-12. Schrader again, far side Heitkamp. Blocked nicely there.
Nice.
Molenkamp right up there. Nice angle with the arms and right down in the lap of the Cardinal on the other side. And here come the Raiders again. Schrader goes far side to Heitkamp. Blocked, but out of bounds. Molenkamp and pulling there, but a little too strong that time.
Yes. It goes back to penetrating the net. But, Heitkamp, gets blocked the one time and they go right back at her. That's the confidence that they have in her and what she brings to the front row.
Schrader back set. Nicely picked up by the Raiders. Here comes Dosek, and it touches the back line. Nicely done.
Carly Scott did a great job receiving the ball there. And if you look at Ava Gibson, that ball was coming at a high speed, and she really got her shoulders, behind the ball and did a nice job sitting there.
Well, number 0, Flippo for the Raiders serving. Schrader goes far side of Dan Meyer. Here she picks it up, goes in the middle. Poling can't get anything behind us, so tips it over. Back row attack. Blocked by the Raiders. Nicely done there.
The Cardinals are going to make the Raiders' probably the oldest fan here, pick up the ball and throw it in. I'm looking through the crowd. I think he might be.
He probably is. Here comes Dan Meyer. Raiders pick it up. Go to the middle to Poling. And that's going to be another kill. Ronnie Poling, nicely done in the middle there. Poling, to me, seems to have picked up not a lot, but done some good job with her growth. A little more control, a little more athleticism, a little more skill to her game right now.
She's required to do more, and right now she's doing that. I think one thing that's happening to the Raiders is the outside blockers getting sucked in way too much, and you almost have to overplay the outside, especially when Heitkamp's up there.
Nice kill there by Poling. Nice volley all the way around by the Raiders, playing some nice defense. Hirschfeld on the Cardinal side with a couple big hits, but the Raiders hung in tight, and there's an ace.
Very nice.
And the Raiders are back in this thing slowly. It's 20-18 now after being down 20 to
13 or 20? Was it 11?
I believe it was 2011, and Flippo's ruled all those 7 off. As we just sit here and watch some nice volleyball, they are only 2 down here in the second set, and forced the Cardinals into taking their first timeout, a precision strip timeout, and we'll take a timeout with them.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Flippo continuing to serve for the Raiders. Schrader going to go back row attack again. That's long. Trying to use that experience in number 4. Olivia Heitkamp, those 450 kills from last year, but the last 2 back row attacks haven't gone well, and the Raiders are just down 1.
Well, if I'm a coach and I'm trying to stop a run, I go to my go-to player as well.
Raiders just going to dink it over. Poling does, but here comes Schrader. Quick hit. Raiders pick it up nicely. Poling just gets this one over. Everyone's going to reset. Here comes Schrader outside. Dan Meyer catches the line. And the Cardinals stop the slide. An 8-point run by the Raiders, but it's 21-19 here in the second. Cardinals lead. That puts Kiara Steininger back to serve. She had 2 aces in the first. Let's see what she can do here in the second. She can get her team back in this one. Raiders pick this one up. Gibson middle. Nicely blocked by the Cardinals. Free ball here for the Cardinals. Schrader, center. And a nice kill by Mary Windler. I want to say Reineke. Mary Windler. It's 22-19. Cardinals lead. Very nicely blocked. Block stays on the Cardinal side. Raiders near side to Poling. Picked up. Schrader, far side. Dameyer. And that's called out. And it goes the Cardinals' way. It's 23-19. That was right at the feet of the line judge there. Hard one to call.
Yep.
And a hard one to see from anybody else to overrule. So point goes Cardinals, and here they come, 23-19. Short serve, Raiders pick it up. Go to the middle, Poling, just going to dink it over. Little scrambling back row attack into the net. Heitkamp just not able to get that timing down with Schrader for the back row attack. Had one good one, but the last 3 have failed. And the Raiders are down 3, 23-20 here in the second. Senior Daypor in for the Raiders. Free ball for the Raiders. Daypor going to the middle of the Poling. Schrader can go to the far side. Dameyer just dinks over, blocked by Poling at the net. 23-21, Rushi trailing.
The Raiders have to make a run here with Poling still in the front row. Carly Scott's doing a great job. Her and Courtney Flip on the back row. If they can maintain and keep her up here a little bit longer, her net play. Holy smokes.
Nice play by the Raiders. Absolute kill. Mary Windler. Not the second time. Mary Windler. First time great stop there by Flippo. Second time. Windler from the Cardinals wasn't going to have any of it. She takes.
I didn't notice her in the first game.
She had one or two, but she has really stepped up here in the second.
Those last 2 were bombs.
And there's a service error.
They've been plagued with service errors. That's the 5th of this set.
It's 24-22. Rushi trail here in the second. After losing 25-11 the first, Raiders battling here to try and take one. And there's some nice nifty work at the net by Schrader. Goes left hand to tip it over and gets the point, a kill. And that ends it here in the second. 25-22 the Cardinals. With that, we will take a precision strip timeout and be back with more high school volleyball right after this timeout.
When I graduated from Salina, I didn't know much about the job market here.
I knew I wanted to come back to the area. I went to Hometown Opportunity where I was looking for a local job.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me.
Linked me directly with those local companies.
And the last 6 months have been wonderful to feel that family environment again.
Welcome back to NK Telco Sports. This is Tim Kearns along with Tanya Hammond bringing you tonight's volleyball action. NK Telco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity volleyball action on NK Telco Cable or on NKT TV app. Channel 156 tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Channel 151 Thursday the 24th at 5:30 p.m. Also on cable channel 3 and 503. The games will be played Tuesday, August 29th at 7 p.m. and Saturday, September 2nd at 2 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Well, we come to the third, and the Cardinals lead 2-0. But the Raiders again played much better that second set, 25-22. And here we go with the third. And Schrader, far side, height camp. And it's called out. Another one right at the feet of the line judge there. And calls it out. It's 1-0 Rushi. Number 8 Gibson sends that one long for a service error. It's 1-1, and Schrader goes back to serve for the Cardinals. Raiders trying to do a little bit better, but they can't. Dosek can't get on top of that. As you remember, Schrader led the Cardinals in an 10-point run in the second set. And she's starting out where she left off there and with a nice serve. The Raiders can do here. They go back to Scott. A little miscommunication on that one. Scott hung back, maybe thinking it was going to the middle, and the blockers were right there. Cardinals would have none of it. It's 3-1. New Bremen.
What was the call there?
Maybe we missed a call. Something happened here. They call him in the net.
In the net?
Maybe.
Okay.
So we'll take it. It should be then 2-2, Rushi. Scott serving for the Raiders. Baumeier just going to get this one over for Rushi. Gibson, middle. Poling puts that one down. It's now 3-2 Rushi. Senior Scott back to serve for the Raiders. Goes again in the middle. Schrader far side, height camp. Just dinks it over. Rushi going to come near side. Dosek. Can't find a gap there. Raiders, or rather Hirschfeld of the Cardinals. Molenkamp. Dosek. Little jousting there at the net, and the Raiders come out with the point.
At the end of the second game, we saw in a rotation when Ronnie Pulling was to the right, he had her go out to the left side, and Celeste Borchers play the middle, which I thought was an interesting combination. Wondering if they could do that here with Cora Dosek and push Pulling out to the left. However, then we have Dosek and Molenkamp up against Highcamp. I don't know that they're experienced enough to do that. Now that she's in the back row, they might be able to change that. But, that was an interesting combination of things that, you're going to see Coach Watkins try to change things up throughout the year and see what's working and whatnot. And I think it might have been this rotation here where Dosek stayed right, Celeste Borcher stayed middle, and Pulling came out.
Here come the Raiders up 5-3. Center, Trentman sends that one long. That was a good combination earlier. Schrader to Trentman, but not this time for the Cardinals. And it's 6-3 Rushi. Flippo with the serve. And there's an ace.
That just skimmed the top of that net.
Just get over. As you said, they've got to be aggressive. You can't give the Cardinals time to set up. They'll eat you alive. And here they come. Far side to Baumeier. They just pick it up. Gibson, middle, Pulling, going to have to dink it. And the call is net on the Cardinal side.
I think the Raiders have picked up their serve aggressiveness since the first game, which attests to why they were in the second game and now taking the lead have the lead in the third game.
Here comes Flippo again. This time it does find the net, but
too soon.
A nice run there. 8-4 by the Raiders, though. Raiders fans will take a 4-1 run on service anytime. But here comes Steiniger for the Cardinals. She has, I got her for 2 aces. The Raiders deal with it. They go to the far side, and there's a kill.
Very nice kill by Celeste Borchers, but that's where you see where Poling can get in the mix of blocking and not be able to get back to take it. And, you know, let's face it, they want her with, you know, a larger number of attacks than anybody else on the team, with the exception of maybe Scott at this point.
And Zarushi, backslide, and that goes way long. Mary Rindler not able to get on top of that as she was in a couple of those kills in that second set. It's 10 for Rushi.
Emma Dapor doesn't have much movement on her ball. It just kind of floats in the air, and you're seeing the Cardinals struggle a little bit with that.
As mentioned, I was at that scrimmage when they were playing 2 across the gym. You were able to sit behind the servers, and several of the Rushi servers, including Emma, have a nice knuckleball. And there's a nice kill. Number 5, Maya Hirschfeld, with another kill on the right side. Stops the Rushi run. It's 10-5 Raiders, though, here in the third. And Olivia Donmeyer, number 3, goes back to serve. Dapor, Poling, tries to dink it over. Cardinals catch it. Donmeyer, tipped by Rushi. Poling off the attempted block. That's a point for the Raiders.
I think I actually agree with Mr. Trout on that one. I didn't see any Cardinals players touch that. He's saying that the ball tipped off the top of the net and ended up out of bounds, not hitting a Cardinals player, which is what Coach Watkins wanted.
There's a missed time between Dapor and Poling. It goes in the net. And the Cardinals on a 3-point run here. It's 10-7, Rushi, in the third. Cardinals up 2-0. Raiders trying to extend this match. Dapor back set, Poling. Can't get much on it. Back row attack. And there's a block. Out of bounds by Rushi. 10-8. Schrader to Heitkamp finally made the connection there on the back row attack. Cardinals continue to serve. Olivia Donmeyer. Short serve. Rushi not able to pick that one up.
If you pay attention to Ronnie Poling, you can see her talking to her players. You know, she was just telling Borchers, okay, you're going to go here, you know, that, and explaining things. And that's so encouraging to see out of an upperclassman, of not getting frustrated and helping the younger players learn from the game, because she knows she's going to be better off in the long run when she does.
It's nice to see that they know that that's what they need to do while they're out
Absolutely.
there. It's not just the coach's job, but it's their job on the court to help out and lend that support. The Raiders taking a timeout here to try and stop the run. It's a 4-point run by the Cardinals here. It's 10-9, Rushi leading here in the third. Again, Cardinals take the first 2, 25-11, 25-22. And the Raiders trying to extend this to at least a 4-game match, hopefully 5 to win it. They've got to stop this Cardinal run, led by Olivia Donmeyer. And here she comes again, short serve. Dapor coming back, go attack. Picked up by the Cardinals. Cardinals go to the middle, and that was thrown down by the number 14, Mary Rindler.
To me, that's such a tough call. I think, I don't know, I have a hard time with that one. Of if it's any time that it happens, if it's really a good hit or not.
Joust at the net. Raiders get it over. Another joust. That one hits the ground. Yeah, I've wondered about how that call is made, especially when you watch, when you go to the college level and you have so many players that can get up and do that, and they do it a lot. How to make the difference between a little push and a throw. Nonetheless, it's 11-10, Rushi leading. Now it's 11-11 on the miss hit there by the Raiders. Cardinals tied up here in the third. It's number 2, Amelia Danmeyer now serving. Cardinals trying to go on another big run here. Raiders going to try and stop them. There's Scott, blocked at the net, picked back up. Bayport back row attack to Pulling. Schrader far side to Heitkamp and finds the gap. Another nice cross-court cut there. Finds the gap in the back row. It's 12-11, and the Cardinals have the lead here in the third. Going a lot the same way the second set went. Raiders led early, and the Cardinals came back, but there's Carly Scott. A kill, and it's 12-12. In comes number 1, Celeste Borchers, freshman, back to serve. Cardinals going to Heitkamp, and again finds the cut there. Raider blockers can't quite get up there. And the state champs taking advantage of that.
They can find a way to slow her down a little bit. She hits pretty much, if she's going cross court, it's pretty much in the same area every time. They just got to slow that down for her.
Bayport, near side. And that one was blocked at the net. Emma Molenkamp couldn't quite get up on top of that. Cardinals turned her back. It's 14-12. Cardinals going on a mini run here. And that ends it with the service error by Sarah Dwinger. 14-13, Raiders trail. In comes number 8 for the Raiders, Ava Gibson. She'll go back to serve, freshman. It's a nice little knuckleball up there. Schrader, quick hits, nicely done. (15-13). Cardinals lead, and Schrader back to serve. And there's another ace. Schrader with that hot service. Cardinals hoping to get another 10-point run out of her serving and end this thing here. Raiders going to have to find a way to stop her. Giving her a chance here. Here comes Rushi in the middle. Picked up by the Cardinals. Overpass, but Raiders can't do anything with it. Far side, Heitkamp. Flippo on the receiving end of that one. Couldn't do anything with it. It's 17-13. Cardinals lead.
The Raiders in the back row defense got to find a way to get their shoulders behind the ball. It's all foot and moving their arms. They've got to get their bodies turned and get behind the ball to have a better angle at receiving it, because they're receiving it to the side. Well, that's why it goes flying out of bounds.
Raiders scrambling to get this over. It's a free ball for the Cardinals. Schrader middle, Trentman nicely picked up in the back by Poling. Again the middle, Trentman picked up this time by Flippo, tipped over, and they're going to call a lift on that. I don't know. That looked like a nice little tip there by Molenkamp on the far side, but the up judge says no, and it's 18-13. Cardinals starting to stretch that lead, looking to end this one with a 3-0 game. Raiders can't stop that one. 19-13. And the Cardinals building more momentum here.
You get a good timeout by Coach Watkins, because you get to the point where runs start happening, and now they've consistently happened and fatigue kicks in. And you can see that a little bit. This last couple points is the Raiders look just a little tired.
Timeout for the Raiders, and we'll take a precision strip timeout with them.
Carriage Works has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Welcome back to MK Telco Sports broadcast of volleyball. The Cardinals lead the Raiders 19-13 here in the third and are on a roll until there. The timeout works for the Raiders. It's a service error on Schrader, and it's 19-14. Rishi had some good success in the second set with Carly Scott at service, hoping to get some more right here. Making Schrader run a little bit. Here comes Heitkamp. That's tipped to the net, and it's a point for the Cardinals, 20-14. That sends Heitkamp back to serve. Big serve, but in the net. Another chance for the Raiders. It's 20-15.
We saw Courtney Flippo make a run earlier, so hopefully she can do it here. You know, right now the Cardinals have their two best players in the back row that, you know, can limit the attack a little bit more.
Trenton, however, right through the Raider block on the net, 21-15. That sends Libero Zero, Kara Steininger, back to serve. She's had good success from the service area. See what the Raiders can do with it. Pick this one up well. Gibson, middle. Cardinals go far side to Dan Meyer. Tipped by the Raiders. This one's going to go out of bounds. That's 22-15. Cardinals 3 points away from sweeping this one. Raiders going to have to dig in here if they want to save it. Steininger again from the serve. Nice knuckleball. Raiders are scrambling, going to get this one over. Free ball for the Cardinals. Back set. It goes in the net. That looked like the perfect chance for the Cardinals. Mary Rindler, but couldn't get on top of it. 22-16, Raiders trail. Then comes Emma Daypor. She'll serve and take on the setting duties. Try and bring the Raiders back in this one. Here come the Cardinals middle, and that hits the line. That time Mary Rindler was on top of the quick set from Schrader. 23-16, Cardinals. Then comes the other Dahmeyer, Olivia to serve. Number 3 and senior, outside hitter. 3 aces already on the night, at least in my book. Raiders try to go to the net, and that one's overpassed by Poling. 24-16, Cardinals on the verge of taking this one in 3.
You know, after watching the first game, I think we can both say we're pleasantly surprised at the scores of game 2 and 3. The Raiders showed some fight and showed that, you know, they're not just going to lay down and take it. They're going to battle, and they're going to keep battling. They're going to keep learning, and they're going to be exciting to watch this year and call some games this year with you.
They stay in it. Schrader tried to pull a quick kill on the far side and went wrong. It's 24-17. Rushi pulling back to serve. Out comes Molenkamp, in comes Flippo. Cardinals back set, Mary Rindler, and that goes long. (24-18). Cardinals lead in the third. Pulling, nice serve. Schrader far side to Dahmeyer. She's going to tip it over. Raiders come near side. Scott picked up by the Cardinals. Schrader back row attack. Nicely picked up, but it's an overpass. Raiders pick it up again. Near side, Scott. They're going to call the Cardinals stepping over center line.
You know, we saw the aggressive play there of the Raiders, which made Schrader take that second ball behind the 10-foot line, which made the outside hitter take something off of it, which, allowed the Raiders to do something there.
Baumeier hits up, picked up well by Rushi, hits the ceiling, but they're allowed to play through that one. Here come the Cardinals again. Schrader tries a quick hit. Raiders control it. Free ball, no, it's out of bounds. And that is your set and your game. 25-19, the Cardinals take it 3-0. We'll take a quick timeout here, collect our thoughts and our stats, and be right back with game summary and your NK Telco player of the game. Please stick with us. We'll be right back on NK Telco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Welcome back to NK Telco Sports. This is Tim Kearns with Tanya Hammonds at Rushi CCN or Claire Cinevo Gymnasium, where the Cardinals are victorious 3-0 over the Raiders tonight. The matches went 25-11, 25-22, and 25-19. Nice comeback by the Raiders, but again, could not quite match the caliber of the New Bremen Cardinals squad. So Tanya, what do we have for some of our highlighted stats, and who is our NK Telco player of the game?
This is our first game of the year, too, so completely unofficial stats. I had New Bremen with 29 kills, 12 aces, and 14 service errors. I had the Raiders with 14 kills, 3 aces, 2 service errors, and I believe and use as well, the NK player of the game is junior Melina Schrader from New Bremen.
Yep, heck of a game all the way around on both sides. I was impressed. We talked about the Raiders being young and how would they battle back, and they did just that after being down, after losing 25-11 in the first to make a game of the second and the third. But just the consistency, the athleticism, the speed of that Cardinal team shows why they've won so many championships and why they're where they are and favored probably to at least make a tournament run, if not favored right now to win this one again in the D4. So that ends it for tonight's game. I believe we're
back next Tuesday or Thursday?
Tuesday with the first Shelby County League match for the Raiders. That will be the Fairlawn Jets here in CCN. Hope you all come back and join us again, and thank you again for joining us tonight. Tanya Hammonds and Tim Kearns on NK Telco Sports. Good night, everybody.